With over 40,000 locations in more than 125 countries, spanning 6 continents, Yum has the most restaurants of any company in the world. It has more than 6,000 locations in China alone. Best known for 3 chains, KFC, Pizza Hut, and Taco Bell, Yum has a global workforce of more than 500,000 employees and has a total revenue of about 13 billion. Yum's main brands were launched separately in the 1950s and 60s and were later acquired by beverage giant PepsiCo. Being in the fast food business was not a big of a boost to its soft drink sales as PepsiCo has hoped. So in 1997 it spun off those operations into a company called Tricon Global Restaurants. 5 years later, Tricon acquired Yorkshire Global Restaurants, operator of Long John Silver's and A&W chains, and renamed itself Yum. Yum has lobbied heavily to keep down its labor costs while resisting a growing campaign by fast food workers to raise wages. The company has been embroiled in controversies concerning food safety and animal cruelty. Yum's first significant foray into politics came with its opposition to California Proposition 72. The initiative, mirroring a bill that had already been passed by the state legislature, required larger business to offer health benefits to their workers. The company contributed $470,000 as one of the chief funders in the often misleading but ultimately successful effort to defeat the measure in 2004. After this victory, Yum increased its political expenditure at both the state and federal levels, in part by joining the American Legislative Exchange Council and the National Restaurant Association, two groups that push a variety of policies to weaken workers' rights and suppress wage levels. In 2012, amid an intense campaign to get companies to dissociate themselves from ALEC because of its association with voter suppression and stand your ground laws, Yum withdrew from the group. While fighting for the ability to deny its lowest paid employees decent healthcare coverage, a living wage, and time off to recover from illness, Yum was lobbying for a way to profit from poverty. In 2011, the company unsuccessfully launched a campaign to get more states to allow some participants in the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program to use their food stamps in fast food establishments. What made Yum's initiative all the more controversial was that the ranks of food stamp recipients include many of its own employees. A large portion of Yum's domestic employees are compensated so little that they must rely on social safety net programs to feed their families or provide other basic necessities. As a result, according to an estimate by the National Employment Law Project, taxpayers have to pick $648 million a year in costs for providing these benefits to Yum's employees. In addition to blocking proposed legislation that would benefit its poorest employees, Yum has on numerous occasions been accused of violating fair labor standards regulations. Beginning in 1997, Yum and its chains have faced a series of major overtime lawsuits. In each case, Yum either took the case to court and lost or agreed to a settlement. In 2001, the coalition of Immokalee workers targeted Taco Bell in its campaign to pressure major purchasers of tomatoes so that they would in turn get growers to improve conditions faced by the migrant workers who picked the tomatoes. After initially resisting, Taco Bell agreed in 2005 to enter into a three-way agreement that guaranteed significant improvements for the pickers. In 2003, the US Equal Employment Opportunity Commission announced that Pizza Hut would pay $360,000 to settle sexual harassment charges brought by female workers at an outlet in California. In 2009, Taco Bell agreed to pay $350,000 to settle similar charges involving an outlet in Memphis. Yum's chains have also run afoul in child labor rules. In 1997, Pizza Hut, while still owned by PepsiCo, was fined $194,000 by the US Labor Department for violating rules barring workers under the age of 18 from operating equipment such as slicing machines. In 2006, KFC was fined $3,000 by Australian authorities for requiring two 14-year-olds in Perth to work beyond the curfew set for younger workers. 6 years later, KFC was docked $30,000 for similar violations in the same city. Yum's chains were among the targets of a new movement of US fast food workers that was launched in 2012. In November of that year, a group called Fast Food Forward organized a series of rallies and short-term walkouts at various chain outlets in New York City to express support for higher wages and unionization. Focusing on a demand for an increase in industry wages to $15 an hour, the walkout movement, with substantial support report from the Service Employees International Union spread to other cities such as Chicago, St. Louis, Detroit, Seattle, Milwaukee, and Kansas City. The strike escalated in the summer of 2013, leading up to a national day of strikes on August 29th. Over the years, Yum's outlets have been involved in numerous scandals involving unsafe and unsanitary conditions. For example, in 2005, a Long Island man sued KFC, alleging that he swallowed a metal rod that was in a piece of chicken that he had been served. In 2007, New York City health officials ordered a Yum franchise to temporarily close several KFC, Pizza Hut, and Taco Bell outlets that were said to be overrun with rats. In 2012, KFC outlets in Jordan were forced to close temporarily after they were found to be serving spoiled meat. While Yum has sought to blame individual store operators for such incidents, the company has also been involved in instances of widespread food contamination. For example, in 2006, the company's Taco Bell's chain experienced an E. coli outbreak in its northeastern US outlets that sickened dozens of its customers. In 2013, Yum had to issue an apology after it was reported that KFC outlets in China were using chickens grown with illegal quantities of antibiotics. The company also admitted that it had known about and had concealed the problem. Yum's brands have also frequently been the focus of controversy over health impact of their offerings. In 2004, KFC was prohibited from making unproven claims about possible health benefits of its food as a part of a settlement with the Federal Trade Commission. The agreement was the result of an investigation of a marketing effort by the company to convince customers they could enjoy fried chicken as part of a healthy, balanced diet. In 2006, the Center for Science in the Public Interest sued KFC over its use of trans fats, which had been identified as a key cause of heart disease. CSPI withdrew from this litigation after the chain agreed to phase out the practice. According to one analysis, 90% of KFC's listed ingredients are unnatural. Pizza Hut has offered customers a 3,000 calorie pizza, while Taco Bell advertises a salad with over 40 grams of fat. In July 2014, Pizza Hut and KFC outlets in China had to stop using meat from the Shanghai Huzi subsidiary of the US company OSI Group after Chinese media reported on grossly unsanitary conditions at Shanghai's Huzi's operations, as well as the shipment of products after their expiration dates. For years, animal rights groups such as PETA have accused KFC suppliers of employing inhuman practices in their poultry processing. In 2005, two members of KFC's Animal Welfare Advisory Council resigned after being asked to sign a confidentiality agreement that would have prohibited them from speaking publicly. Other council members later followed suit. PETA's website contains undercover footage of gruesome slaughterhouse conditions. A 2006 Greenpeace investigation found that a large portion of the soybeans used to feed chickens served in KFC's European outlets had been grown in deforested areas of the Amazon rainforest. A 2012 report from Greenpeace stated that KFC was using packaging made of materials sourced with rainforest timber. The group accused KFC of endangering the rainforest habitat of the Sumatran tiger. So that will be it for today's video. If you like the content, please subscribe. If you don't, let me know in the comments why. See ya!